Hey, Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel. Brace yourselves, because what just happened in the NFL will absolutely blow your mind. A seismic shift has taken place, and it's not just your average trade. We've just witnessed one of the most unexpected and jaw-dropping moves of the offseason. That's right, Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns all-pro pass rusher, has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, you heard that right. Myles Garrett, the monster on the edge, is now wearing the star. I mean, this is a move that no one, absolutely no one, saw coming. This trade is a game-changer for the Dallas Cowboys and has the entire NFL world buzzing. But what does it mean for the Cowboys' Super Bowl aspirations? How did this all go down, and what does Garrett's addition mean for the team moving forward? Stick with me as we break it all down and dive deep into what's next for America's team. As we all know, Myles Garrett has been one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL since he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns with the first overall pick in 2017. And ever since he stepped onto the field, he's been wreaking havoc on offensive lines. The man is a force 6'4", 272 pounds, and running a 4.64 in the 40-yard dash. That kind of speed and power is something offensive tackles dread. The numbers speak for themselves. Garrett has multiple Pro Bowls, first-team All-Pro selections, and has been a nightmare for quarterbacks for years. He's been the centerpiece of the Browns' defense, but after years of individual success, the Browns haven't been able to put together a real championship contending team. And that's where the Cowboys come in. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office, who have been vocal about their commitment to putting a Super Bowl-caliber team together, saw an opportunity and jumped on it. Garrett might not have been available for long, but the Cowboys management was ready to make the deal. The trade package was substantial: 2 first-round picks, a third-rounder, and a 2026 conditional pick. That's a lot to give up, but when you're in the Super Bowl window like the Cowboys are, it's the kind of move that could put them over the top. Some of you might be thinking, did Jerry overpay? Are these picks worth it? But let's break it down. Myles Garrett is a once-in-a-generation type of player. He's already proven himself as a premier pass rusher, and what's more, he's only getting better. Yes, the Cowboys gave up valuable draft picks, but think about the immediate impact he's going to have on that defense. The Cowboys were already solid on that side of the ball, with playmakers like Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Trevon Diggs. But Garrett adds a level of elite talent that the Cowboys' defensive line has been missing for years. Imagine the havoc these two, Garrett and Parsons, can cause when they're on the same defensive line. We've already seen how dangerous Parsons can be. He's an athletic freak who can line up anywhere and make plays. And now, Garrett will line up opposite him, creating a nightmare for offensive coordinators trying to scheme against them. They're going to demand double teams, open up lanes for the other players, and completely wreck the pocket. We could be looking at a defensive front that might completely dominate quarterbacks. Garrett's presence alone is going to make offenses think twice before stepping into the pocket. And while we're talking about Garrett, let's not forget about what he's capable of in every facet of the game. This isn't just a guy who can rush the passer. He can set the edge in the run game, force fumbles, disrupt the quarterback's rhythm, and yes, he's even known to make plays in coverage from time to time. The guy is complete, and now he's got a chance to play alongside one of the NFL's most versatile linebackers, Micah Parsons. The possibilities here are endless. Garrett and Parsons together could lead this defense into elite territory. It could change the entire landscape of the NFC. Now, some might argue that the Cowboys gave up a lot for a defensive player, but with Garrett's caliber, it's worth it. Look, if you're Jerry Jones, this is exactly the type of trade you make when you're looking to go all in for a championship. The window is wide open, and the NFC is as competitive as ever, but you can't win with just a good talent. You need to go after the best. The addition of Garrett could push the Cowboys past teams like the Philadelphia Eagles and San Francisco 49ers, who are already top contenders in the NFC. And if Garrett and Parsons can stay healthy, this duo is capable of transforming the defense into a wrecking ball that takes down anyone in its path. Of course, this all comes with its share of risk. The Cowboys are giving up future assets to win now. That's a gamble, but when you look at the Cowboys' current roster, it's hard to argue that they're not a Super Bowl contender. Dak Prescott is at the helm of a potent offense, and players like CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, and Michael Gallup make the offense dynamic. The key is consistency. If the offense can perform at a high level, and the defense can be as dominant as we expect with Garrett added, this could finally be the year the Cowboys end their Super Bowl drought. And let's talk about the impact this has on the Cowboys' Super Bowl hopes. Garrett is going to elevate everyone around him. Defensive line coach Aiden Durd now has a luxury he's never had before: 2 elite pass rushers in Garrett and Parsons, along with a solid supporting cast. Teams like the Eagles, 49ers, and Rams are going to have nightmares about facing this defensive line. We saw what the Cowboys' defense was capable of last year, and now, with Garrett in the mix, they might be able to take it to another level. Fans are already buzzing. The Cowboys fanbase has been on fire ever since the news broke. There's excitement, optimism, and confidence running wild in the streets of Dallas and across social media. Everyone's dreaming of a Super Bowl. Garrett in a Cowboys jersey is a sight that many fans didn't think they'd ever see. The jersey sales are already through the roof, and you can expect to see Cowboys fans everywhere proudly sporting the number 95. But beyond the jerseys, there's something bigger here. There's a sense of urgency. The Cowboys know that this is their window. They've got the talent, they've got the leadership, and now, they've got Garrett. Of course, the trade has sparked a lot of debates around the NFL. Analysts are divided on whether this was a smart move. Some say the Cowboys gave up too much, while others say they did what they had to do to compete at the highest level. There are always risks when you make a move like this, but in this case, the risk is worth it. After all, the Cowboys aren't in rebuilding mode, they're in win-now mode. Looking ahead, the Cowboys now have to integrate Garrett into the defensive scheme, and that's where things could get interesting. But with someone of his caliber, the adjustment period might be shorter than expected. He's a pro's pro, and he'll quickly learn the system and become a focal point of the defense. The defensive playbook will likely be tailored to maximize Garrett's strengths, and with Parsons and the rest of the crew around him, it's going to be fun to watch. So, what's next for the Cowboys? They'll need to make sure Garrett gets comfortable, get him into training camp, and start working him into game situations. The hope is that by the time the regular season starts, Garrett will be fully ready to go. There's also the issue of chemistry. How will Garrett gel with Parsons and the other defensive players? If it clicks, we could be talking about one of the most dangerous defensive units the NFL has ever seen. So, Cowboys Nation, where do you stand? Are you excited about the arrival of Myles Garrett? Do you think this trade puts the Cowboys on the fast track to the Super Bowl, or do you think they've given up too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're pumped about this trade, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. The Cowboys are making moves, and we're here to cover every single one of them. Until next time, Cowboys fans, keep the faith, and get ready for what's shaping up to be an epic season.